So the Be Back Soon program provides short-term, occasional, quality childcare for families who are living with poverty. What it allows the families to do is to access the program when they have appointments. So it could be an appointment for housing, it could be for something educational, it could be something related to healthcare. So a range, again, of appointments. It is funded by Pathway to Potential, and the idea is it allows parents to access the appointments that will help them move, whether towards employment, towards school, move out from poverty. It is based on a parent's income, and the guide we use is provided by Stats Canada. It's the low income cutoff for families. That's how it works. So the intended outcomes is supporting a family in the need that they have at the moment. But there's the other kind of outcomes, and one of them is that it provides children, young children, with that opportunity to experience maybe their parent being away from them. That might be new for them. Because we know in the moment the children that are here, they are most likely moving on to something else. It could be full-time childcare if their parent becomes employed. It could be they're moving towards school. So we're skill building. We're skill building for everybody.
The key features of the Be Back Soon program are, I think, first and foremost, the staff that are here at the center. We're all qualified, registered early childhood educators with many years of experience. But we also have really great volunteers that come and join us that help us out also too. Our Be Back Soon is a program that we want our families to feel very welcomed, because as a parent myself, I know I would want my child at a place that I feel comfortable with, that the staff is warm and caring, inclined to my child, and that my children really love to have to come.
So the program first started in 2005. When we first started the program, it was, I think, used very much for those medical appointments, those counseling. But in the last few years, we definitely have seen an uptake in perhaps use for parents who are using it to move towards that employment, that they're doing those things like driving lessons, things that are allowing them to move back towards employment. We have some occasionally parents who get to the point where they're looking for experience, so they may use that short term, that 2 hours, to actually volunteer at somewhere where it kind of builds that experience. We do currently have a lot of families who are newcomers to our center and are accessing that program, especially while they're getting settled here. Because when they're first coming to the city, they may not have that network of people who they can leave their children with. They haven't established those relationships. They're still maybe, currently looking for housing or different housing. Maybe it is getting a driver's license. Maybe it is doing doctor's appointments. So that's a really busy time for families. So that's, I think, where Be Back Soon fits in very nicely.
The Be Back Soon program gives parents a solution to short-term free childcare. We actually even had a family that did their citizens test, so they used the Be Back Soon program to be able to study for that test and then to be able to go and take it. The Be Back Soon is a great spot to be able to come bring your children to a safe, warm spot, and it's free because a lot of newcomers don't always have a lot of excess money to pay for childcare.
My name is Samar El Sawafiri. I came to Canada in 2019. I'm from Gaza City, Palestine, and I'm a journalist and a feminist. I heard about this program from my friend. She was brought her daughter here. So she find me that I can't manage my situation here in Canada. So she said to me about this wonderful center. Here in Canada, I have, in Windsor, exactly in Windsor, I have no relatives or friends, a few friends. So I have two daughters and young daughters, 5 years and 3 years. So I can't go everywhere with my daughters. Without this center, I can't do or have been accomplished everything since I came here in Canada in February. The last week I succeed in getting the G2, and without the center I can't train intensively because I can't put my daughters in the car during the training. So I dedicate this success for this center actually. I used to bring my daughters here when I have visits and important visits for women's organizations here in Windsor, or for important appointments with the YMCA, for example, or if I want to go to my doctor, my eyes doctor. When I put them here, actually I went to my appointments and I feel safe because I leave them in a safe and clean environment and a good staff actually. I feel that they are like us as a mothers. As a feminist, I know how it's very important to give the women opportunities to go and to involve in the community. And that's what this center does actually. In another hand, my kids find a good and clean and safe place to play and to exchange experience with the children, especially that my both children is new here in Canada. So it's a good place for them to play and to go and to learn. Yeah.
Families who came started accessing our other programs, so maybe the drop-in, which is a very good complementary program to that Be Back Soon program, but then they also brought other families. They shared with other people who they met along the way the value of that program. So a lot of our referrals are actually parents who said, I met somebody and they told me about your program.
So the Be Back Soon program attracts families in many different ways. We do brochures, we go out to different agencies and have our brochures, and they are in different languages. We also go out to neighboring picnics, that kind of thing, and set up booths. We do also promote it on social media, so Kijiji, Facebook, and we do promote it throughout the center also. So once we register our families into the Be Back Soon program, once they're registered, they can use it as many times as they need for the year. And then once that year is up, we do a little bit of a review with them. They do have to qualify for this program, so we do make for sure that they still qualify for this program. And then if they do, they can continue on. We do have flexible timing, so we actually have times that parents can bring their children for the Be Back Soon program in the morning, or we do also have afternoon times scheduled. Another thing is we are on the bus line, so we have buses from east and west that actually there's a bus stop right outside the building, so I think that is another benefit of the Be Back Soon program. We do always make for sure the parent is comfortable with the child care their children are being given. We actually have them fill out information form that so we can best care for their child, their diapering needs, their feeding needs, any other information they feel we need to know to best care for their children. And then we do a follow-up questionnaire maybe 3 or 4 months later, seeing if the program is working for them.
The framework for evaluation is quite structured. So there is a template that our funders give us. So they ask how many unique children and adults attend, how many ongoing adults and children continue to attend, and how many new adults and children continue to attend per month. They also ask what types of appointments the families use the program for. And so we're able to receive that data and look at where the needs are. They have us tracking other particular pieces of information, such as what is the family's postal code. So then we can map what parts of the city, what families in what part of the city are using the program most. They have us tracking how did they get to the program, whether that was through bus or taxi or by foot. They have us tracking how often do we promote the program. So through presentations to other agencies, to social media, whatever method we choose to advertise, we track that. They also have us tracking how many referrals we make for employment. So there's a number of different ways we track numerically, and then we also track qualitatively. We actually have follow-up surveys. So once a family has used the program for a few times, we call them back and we talk to them directly. And we say, how was it for you? And we'll say, how did you hear about the program? Did it meet your needs? Was the quality of the childcare good? Did it help your family financially? Are you starting to attend other programs? One of the key factors with Be Back Soon is its integration. We see it as a gateway program. Often families who attend Be Back Soon are in a possibly vulnerable position in their lives. And our flexible model gives them some support to move towards a more stable period that they can enjoy other programs and access other programs too. So the evaluation strategies that we are using are geared to evaluate whether it is achieving its intended outcome. The intended outcome is to help families move to a place of vulnerability to stability. And based on the numbers that we're receiving and the feedback that we receive, we ask directly, has this made a difference in your financial situation? And the answers are yes. The other successes, of course, are that community-wide, if our families are doing better, then our neighborhoods are doing better and our economy is doing better. I think the program will work in a variety of settings and for a variety of groups. The one group where I would express some caution, not concern, but caution. The caution is if children are new, have just recently experienced trauma, and its separation from their parent can be difficult. Then that's why we always try to encourage getting to know us, getting to know our center as much as you can before you leave your child. So new Canadians, we have had that experience where they're newer to the country, newer to the city, newer to their homes, and then mom or dad is coming in and leaving their child with a new person, and that is really hard. Really, really hard. So we do encourage as much as we can, come and get to know us. Not everyone can run the program. You need to have skilled staff. If they're not registered early childhood educators, then I would emphasize that they need to have a strong knowledge base in family support, in child development. So whether that's social work, or perhaps teaching in a field where they have a strong knowledge base, then that would be something to consider. But the registered early childhood educator knows how to work with children, and knows how to support them. Whether you find a partnership with your local early on center or your local child development center or your local library, find it where families go. And if they can provide you with a safe place and you have trained staff, you can do it. The challenge in a rural area is, of course, the distance between families and programs. I mean, you're covering a lot more area. If we were to bring Be Back Soon out into our county areas, we would look at providing it in key locations, places where families can access, first of all, and feel comfortable. In more densely populated, highly populated, larger metropolis areas, the program needs to be offered in a number of locations. You can't just have one because the demand would be way too high. Everyone needs short-term childcare. I don't know anyone who doesn't need once in a while to either go to the dentist or go to the doctor or go to a job interview or go to a class without needing the support to care for their young children. And it's got to be safe. That's really important, and this is safe.